So we're going to do a case study now. And so the case study is a 73-year-old man who had prostate cancer, a colonoscopy as a result of the prostate cancer. And he fought it for a number of years, and now he's considered cancer-free. So he came into the office, and his main concern was that he couldn't smile. It was embarrassing. But the bigger problem was that his wife didn't like his smile and said he acted like an old man. So we took models, we evaluated it, and one of the good things about this gentleman is that his bone level was extremely good, and his gingival condition was extremely healthy. He had gotten 2 other referrals, and both the previous dentists looked at his yellow, broken teeth, really down to almost 5 millimeters on the lower teeth, and basically told him he needed dentures. Both dentists did. He didn't want dentures. So what I told him was, let's give it a try. And so what we did was, we ended up doing a full mouth reconstruction, EMAX, press layered crowns on all his teeth. But the real deal here was my ability to use the Biolase laser to help him out. This case normally would have gone to a periodontist. It needed crown lengthening on a number of teeth, especially the lower 4. It needed gingival recontouring on his entire mouth to gain us some length. I would have lost this patient for a minimum of 2 months at a periodontist or more. What we did instead was, we had root canals done in the bottom 4 teeth. He came in, and it took me 2.5 hours. I used the Biolase laser at one sitting, simply reshaped the gums with only topical anesthetic. I didn't use any kind of local anesthetic. And then on the lower, I actually did 6 teeth. I used local anesthetic there, and we did hard tissue bone lengthening. The other place we use the laser is, as the teeth were completely prepared, the permanent crowns were done, we use the laser on every single tooth to remove the smear layer just prior to bonding the teeth in. And then we simply let them go home. Remember, when we do this with the laser, there's no scalpel, there's no stitches, there's no 6 weeks healing time. 2 weeks later, we brought him back and we began the reconstruction of his teeth. And so what you'll see is you'll see photographs of the before and afters. But the thing to remember is this, the big advantage for me, the reason that I can actually do these cases is because I can use the Biolase laser and I can do all these procedures at one sitting. So the question you really have to ask yourself is, 1, do you want to be able to do this kind of work? 2, do you find value not referring a case to a periodontist, not losing a case for 2, 3, 4 months? Do you find value in that? I find financial value in it, and I find personal value in it. And I guarantee you, this patient just loved it. One of the questions I'm always asked is, when you see the before and afters, is how was this patient happy? Was he sort of ambivalent? This patient was really interesting in that he was a really quiet guy. Obviously, from chief concerns, his chief concern was that his wife was happy. Her chief concern was that he looked old. So what happened was, when he saw the teeth, he began thanking me, thanking the assistants, and we had never seen that kind of response from him. But the great response was when his wife saw him. She hugged him, and then I like it when I get hugged too, which she did. And those are the kind of responses that, in all honesty, you sort of live for as a dentist. And unless you do reconstructions, unless you use things like lasers, sometimes you don't get that. From a dentist perspective, this case was phenomenal. Maybe one of the best cases I personally have ever done, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without the Biolase laser. That was the key. Being able to have the control of the case, being able to do the crown lengthening as I wanted it, meant everything to the case. And then being able to turn around in 2-3 weeks and begin the reconstruction from a time standpoint and a financial standpoint was dramatic. So again, yet another case without the laser would have been extraordinarily difficult. And here, the laser made it much more easy to manage.